Cracking, everybody. New video. Well, you see the thumbnail and you see the title. We're back to them boys from Fresno. Okay. This is going to be a trippy story for you guys. This happened in 1996, right before I went to the shoe. And so there was a Bulldog that was yard crew, right? And he was out in the yard working, and some Southerners, that didn't have yard were in the cell, right? And all these dudes were slamming, and they were slamming meth, right? Well, the Bulldog got himself a paper, which is like a little bag of dope, right? He went and bought something or got kicked down, whatever, however he came up on it. And he went inside and he went to one of the cells. He went to a dude from Orange County and he was like, "Hey, Holmes, can I use that thing?" Meaning his outfit, right? And he's like, "Oh, the homie down the tier, your neighbor has it. When he's done with it, get it from him, use it, and then get it back to me," right? So he's like, "All right, cool." The dude that had it was from 18th Street. So the Bulldog goes over to 18's fucking cell and he's like, "Hey, Holmes, I need to get that right now." And the dude from 18 had just finished slamming, right? So he's like, "Hey, well, look, I just fucking finished right now. I didn't get a chance to clean it." And the Bulldog was like, "Look, I gotta go. I can't be on the tier." He was just fiending to get high, right? So he's like, "Hey, just shoot it, Holmes. I'll take care of it." So the dude from 18 said, "Well, here." And he got some powdered bleach and he put it in a little tiny plastic baggie. And he was, "Here, just hook it up with that. Just, clean it with that." And he was like, "All right, cool, I got it." So the Bulldog gets the outfit, goes to his cell. He slams because he knows he was gonna go in his cell, slam, and then come out and shower and drop the outfit off, right? So he goes in the cell, boom, and he slams. And then when the cops get to his cell door, like, "Hey, you want to shower?" He says, "Yeah." So he comes out. He goes back to the dude from Orange County. Now remember, the dude from Orange County, him and his cellie have been slamming this meth. And they've been slamming for a few days, right? So they've been up for a couple of days. So when the Bulldog takes the outfit back, he says, "Hey, here goes your thing, Holmes." And he goes, "Hey," and I don't want to say anybody's name, but he goes, "Hey, 18 said to go ahead, Holmes. This is all you right here." And he gives him the bleach, right? So they're thinking, Orange County and his cellie are thinking, "Oh, feed me, the homie fucking, kicked down." But remember, 18 told the Bulldog to clean the outfit with that bleach, hook it up with this. And he told him it was something like, "Hey, it's the hookup," or something. Homie was hooking you up. Something along those lines. So when Orange County got the outfit back in, him and his cellie throw that in a spoon. They put water on it, and immediately they're like, "This thing ain't breaking down right." And so they're mixing it, and Orange County cellie smells it, and he goes, "Hey, homie, this is bleach." So instead of trying to get to the bottom of it, because the wording that the Bulldog used was, "Hey, the homie said hook that up," or whatever. I don't remember how they said that he said it, but they were like, remember, they were tweaking. They were already on one. So like, this motherfucker just tried to kill us. All right, cool. Nobody knows about this except the dudes in that cell. And the guy that was actually running the yard worked on the yard crew at night. They sent word out to him. Came out later. So only those 3 people knew. Now, the next day we come off our yard. And I noticed Orange County, I noticed his cellie was all in blues. He never would come out in all blues. That was weird. So I remember it caught my eye, but I wasn't tripping. I was playing pinochle. To my left was 18, right? And so, we're playing cards, and, you're always scanning the yard, checking up on everything. And as we're playing cards, I had my head turned and I saw a quick movement and I like got a chance to like get about this far and then I leaned back because I saw a hand coming, right? And boom, Orange County winds up whacking 18, right? No. Take that back. I'm wrong. Orange County Sally whacks 18. They all let me tell the story before anybody starts judging. Orange County Sally whacks 18. Boom. And I remember when I saw it, when he hit him, I saw it go in his neck. And when it came out, it was a perfectly round hole in his neck. And then I turned to see where did this dude go, right? I wanted to see what he was going to do next. And he just kept walking, right? Then I looked back and 18's, all his shoulder was already full of blood. Like it was leaking bad out his neck, right? And then I saw the way 18 looked at me because of who my Sally was, right? And he looks at me and he says, that's some fucking bullshit. So I stand up and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, Holmes. And he's like, that's bullshit, Holmes. And he put his hand over and then he looked. And like I said, he was bleeding everywhere. And he said, this shit ain't gonna fly, homie. And he started talking shit to the dude that whacked him. And Orange County was behind him waiting. Because if he would have jumped up and moved towards Orange County Sally, Orange County was gonna get him. So what 18 does is he starts. Now, I want to also tell you guys this. 18 was somebody. 18 had done state and fed time. He wasn't a youngster. He had some, a little bit of pull. And so when this happened, it was like, uh-oh. And so he cut down the track through the grass area, right? And everybody was looking. Now, you guys know I don't get into everything. Those of you that have been to the joint know already. But those of you that don't, when a Southerner gets hit, he's supposed to patch himself up. He's not supposed to seek medical attention. He's not supposed to ask the cops or a nurse for help. He's supposed to get down, do his thing, and if he dies, he dies. But you are never supposed to go and say, hey, I need medical attention. That's just the way it is. So as he's cutting down, you hear Vato saying, I know he ain't gonna go. I know he ain't going to medical. I know he ain't going to medical. And we're looking and you could see the Vato that whacked him was coming around the track. And we're like, oh no, he's gonna cut him. He's gonna cut him off. But the dude that whacked him changed his direction and cut through the middle of the yard, which you're not supposed to do. Then we saw there were some people on the bottom of the yard that maybe, like my Sally and another dude that, oh, he's going to go and talk to them. No. He went straight to Sergeant Garcia. And when we saw that area, it was like, oh, fuck. Boom. Sergeant Garcia called it. Down on the yard. They put the yard down. By then, I had already made it over to the dude that had whacked him because I knew him. At the time, I got along with him really good. So I was chopping up, hey, what's up, fool? What's going on? And so he ran me down real quick, and I was like, damn, Holmes, you sure you weren't tripping? He was like, nah. So the dude goes to the hole. 18 winds up going to the hole. And then he started sending out messages to who he felt he needed to. It made other people have to do the same thing. And now a serious investigation started. I can't get into all that stuff, but just know that some very serious, when it gets to that point, it's serious. And I wound up going back. Now, I wound up catching my shoe right after that, right? I went to the back and actually back there where I was at. 18 was in charge of that building and, running a tight program. And he talked to me like, hey, Holmes, did you know anything about that? I said, no. So he actually told me, I know you didn't. I found out everything. He ran me down on everything that was happening and what was going to happen because he was going back to B Yard and what was going to happen. And he went back out to B Yard and he tried to put his foot down. But the fact that he went and he said to the sergeant, hey, I need medical attention, that pretty much made it to where any argument you had is gone. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to get hit again, but, you pretty much forfeited a lot of the good standing that well, pretty much all of the good standing that you had created, right? So when he went back out to B Yard, he went up to the dude that had the spot and was like, hey, Holmes, that was some bullshit, this and this and that. And he told him, I think you need to hit that Bulldog over what happened, right? And that dude was like, me? The fuck I gotta hit him for? And so the dude from 18 was like, look, Holmes, I'm gonna go do something right now and I'll be right back and I'll holler at you. And he walked over straight to that Bulldog and it went down. And it was a weird thing because the Southerners didn't jump in and the Bulldogs didn't jump in. And it was one-on-one, except the dude from 18, he had a strap, and he was getting his money. Unfortunately for him, the vato from Fresno, I didn't want to call him a Bulldog. The vato from Fresno decided after he got hit, I guess he was mad at his homies for not jumping in. And so even though 18 got away with it and had further plans of things he wanted to do as a result of the damage that had been done to him by Orange County Sally, he had these big old ideas in his head, what he could do and what he was going to do. But the guy from Fresno, he did the same thing that 18 did. At yard recall, he told the Juras, hey, man, I need medical attention. And as a result of what he did, the help that he asked for, he also let him know that it was 18 that did it. And it was crazy because back in those days, at that time on that yard, and it changed right after that, the Juras would see somebody getting whacked and they would turn their head because they didn't want to do the paperwork. New Folsom, at that time, you could do a pegada. You could whack the dog shit. I seen somebody get whacked so bad, and the goon squad was right there, and they all turned the other way like, we ain't doing that shit. We ain't fucking with it. Even though they're the ones that have to investigate it. They didn't want to do extra reports, I guess. But that's a cool thing that drug did. I think, honestly, I really feel, now, this fentanyl shit is something else, but meth, I think, is the worst fucking drug that has ever been created. It makes people do things, see things, hear things. And I don't know, look, I'm going to tell you guys something. This doesn't sound crazy, but it's true. Ask anybody who's been to the joint, no disrespect to the gay community, but ask anybody who's been to the joint, especially on level 4, raza, what is one of the nicknames for meth? They call it queer juice. Because and this is no lie, there have been dudes in the joint, bona fide killers that will do some meth, and after a few days of being on that shit, they start thinking it's a good idea to start shoving shit up their ass. And that's a known fact. Doesn't happen to everybody, but they call it queer juice for a reason. I would think If you do a drug and it starts making you think your booty hole is for extracurricular activities, you might not want to do that drug anymore. But anyways, there's the story. Um, Little joke at the end. The moral of that story is don't do meth. All right, I'm gone. Tell the ones you love that you love them. I'm gone.